Hi guys, Space Panther here. Just enjoying this beautiful weather. If you're on the West Coast today, I hope you're enjoying it. I think it's like 78 degrees here in Sacramento today. I know the East Coast is just getting pounded with snow, but it's all part of the process. You know, we only appreciate things because of contrast. We only appreciate summer because of winter, and we appreciate winter because of summer. So it's all in perspective. But there's been a video I've been meaning to make for a while now, and it has to do with our food system and about how much control we have as consumers in creating the system that we want to see. You know, and there's a huge problem with agriculture, and this could be lots and lots and lots and lots of videos talking about this, but I'm specifically going to focus on animal agriculture today, meat and dairy, and how we farm meat and dairy, conventional farming of meat and dairy. Driving up, when we drove up from LA up to Sacramento about a month ago, driving up the 5 through the middle of California, you pass all of these meat and dairy farms. And anybody who's done that drive knows what I'm talking about, because the smell, it's crazy. It's like there's 2 patches. The first one's maybe 45 minutes, the second one's maybe half an hour, and you're going 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour, and there's just cow farms, cows everywhere. And it's just conventional feedlots, so there's no grass. These cows are just living in their own shit, and you can smell it. So they're packed in, so many cows into one space, just living their whole life. They're slaughtered around 9 months old, so the first, 9 months to a year of their life, they're just being fed genetically modified grains, corn and soy, and they're just eating and just getting fat, and so they can be slaughtered. But just the smell, and again, anyone who's done this knows what I'm talking about. There's no escaping it. You can roll up the windows, but it's everywhere. It's just this odor of just the shit of thousands of cows. And this system, how we do animal agriculture, is horrible for the planet. The movie Cowspiracy goes into a lot of this, how it's the #1 cause of deforestation, ocean acidification, it's destroying our water. If you want to jump on the global warming game, a lot of methane is produced, air toxicity, horrible for the environment. Obviously, it's hell on earth for the animal. They're just stuck in the sun all day, just breathing in their own shit, but then they're slaughtered. And it's horrible for you. It's horrible for the people to be eating this kind of meat. So we don't have to eat this kind of meat, though. This is the thing, is that I think people get into the habit of just buying what's cheapest, getting their Jimmy Dean sausage or, the steak from Walmart. But unless you're buying meat that says it's free range, organic, local, humane, humane meat, it's kind of a joke because there's no such thing as humane slaughter. But the humane label does usually mean the animal was given a little bit more room to run around. They weren't crammed into those little cages all the time for their whole lives. So if you're not getting meat that's labeled these things, then you're getting feedlot, conventional fed meat. And as we were driving up the 5, one of the farms that we passed said Harris Ranch. And I think it's interesting because I know Harris Ranch is considered to be one of the higher quality meats. Like Harris Ranch is supposed to be nice steaks. But looking at these cows, I don't know what's so nice about Harris Ranch. I mean, these cows are given GMO grains, they're given hormones, they're given antibiotics, they're breathing in their own shit. This is the thing that kept is the air. Oxygen is our most vital nutrient. When you're in the forest and you breathe in air, and it feels so good, and you feel so alive and invigorated. And compare that to when you're in LA or in New York and you're breathing in exhaust. And then I think about these cows breathing in this shit every day. When you smell something, when you smell poop, it's because there's microparticles of poop in the air that are going into your nose. And of course, the air we breathe in goes into our lungs, it filters into our bloodstream, and then our blood goes in and out of the muscles, giving us nutrients to live our lives, pretty much. So I just think about these animals that are breathing in shitty air literally every day. That bacteria, those fecal particles, microfecal particles, are settling in the animal's meat. And so when you eat that meat, not only are you getting hormones, are you getting antibiotics, are you getting glyphosate from the GMO, glyphosate's the pesticide that's used on genetically modified crops, and the whole host of other problems that go along with genetically modified crops. All of this stuff is what's in the muscle of the animal. Just like we are what we eat, cows are what they eat. The food they eat literally makes who they are. The water they drink, the air they breathe. So when you're eating that meat, you're putting, it's, just so much just gunk into your body, and on the karmic level, eating meat, does carry karmic consequences, karma, the carne, the flesh, the carnal desire. When an animal is killed, regardless of how it was raised, it produces a ton of adrenaline because it's dying, it's being slaughtered. If you've ever seen slaughterhouse videos, you know why they produce a ton of adrenaline, because they line up and they see all the animals in front of them being killed. So there's this huge fear in the animal. And so when you eat meat, you're getting all of that fear, when that state of immense fear that the animal experiences right before its death, it releases epinephrine, it releases adrenaline. The adrenal glands are pumping out the maximum amount of hormones because the cow is in a desperate attempt to save its life, and a futile attempt, obviously. But you're getting those hormones. And so that's why, people think meat makes them feel so energized. It's not because of the protein or the iron, it's because you're getting all of these hormones, like these adrenaline hormones, pretty much. But with that comes the vibration of fear. And that everything in our world is made up of energy. And this whole physical reality we see has an energy system. Even physics will tell us nothing is solid. My hand, my hair, all of this stuff, it's all just atoms. And atoms are 99% empty space. So there's this whole energy system that makes up everything in existence. And so when you're eating meat, you are taking in the energy of that thing. When you eat anything, you're taking in the energy. And that's why, Mango and I do the plant-based diet, is because, because of the energy vibrations. Like, I don't want to have that energy of pain and suffering and death in my body. The highest vibrational food you can eat is fruit, followed by the sprouted nuts and seeds, any sort of sprout, really, because the sprout is the very first spark of life that the plant has. So this video isn't so much discouraging people from eating meat. I recognize that meat does have a place. Humans have been eating meat for thousands of years. There's, if you're living up in some of the northern climates, you can't, it's really hard to get enough. Nowadays with globalization, you can pretty much get vegetarian food everywhere, even if it's just rice and beans. But I do recognize the cultural traditions of, like, our culture's been eating meat for a long time. There's certain body types, blood types, even certain conditions. If you're really depleted. I don't think that's the case in the U.S. Most people in the U.S. could benefit from eating far less meat. But what I'm saying is that meat is not bad. I don't think meat is bad. I think it has its place. But what is bad is factory farming, is how it's done. And if you're not going out of your way to buy high quality meat, then you're eating factory farmed meat. That's just how it is. So spend, $3, $4, $5 more to get that meat that says it's organic, that it's free range, that it was grown locally. Go to the farmers markets. Some farmers markets, you'll have meat farmers there. Pretty much, being in Reno and LA, up here now in Sacramento, I see meat at the farmers markets, even in Korea, everywhere I've been. So buy from the farmer directly. If not, go to a health food store and try to buy locally there. Just so you're creating a more harmonic system, and I think that meat can be consumed holistically in a way that benefits the planet. When the cows are grazing on grass, their manure goes back into the grass and it fertilizes it, and it's all part of the cycle. When they're eating grain, that doesn't really exist. So the system, it's so horrible. The system of enslavement, really what I'm most passionate about is liberation of all sentient beings on this planet. And that's all sentient beings, all humans, all animals. And we're never going to achieve total liberation as long as we are supporting this system of dominance and control. And that system starts on our dinner plate, and that might be a stretch for some people to kind of make, but not really, because it's a mentality, it's an attitude, it's an energy mindset. When you buy, your Jimmy Dean sausage, you are literally paying for someone to create this system. You are paying for a system that's destroying the planet, that is terrorizing animals, and is destroying your body. You're literally paying for that to happen. If you took that same money and maybe a few dollars more, it does cost more, but that's the whole point, is that you're paying for the world you want to see. And I think this is really the point I'm trying to make, is that we as consumers have so much power in creating the world around us and making it the world we want to see. And so we need to grab that power and really also get our priorities straight. It's like you can't afford, some people, I can't afford to buy organic food, but they can afford, to be paying for 1,000 TV channels. They can afford to get their fancy acrylic nails done every month, Not here to judge people's lifestyles, but I'm just saying that, you know, we got to really get our priorities straight and recognize how the impact of our food choices and how profound it is. And it's, like I said, it's really just a mentality. And if we're able to get people to start being conscious, if we all start being conscious of how we spend our money and making sure all the money we spend is going towards a system of liberation. That's really what it's about, is making sure that, because our money is just currency. It's just current. It's the flow, the current of life, the flow of life. So let's use our currency. We work, we get this current. We're going to pass it on. We're going to create this world we want to live in. So let's make sure it is the world we want to live in. Just be conscious of every dollar you spend. Are you supporting Monsanto? Are you supporting torture? Are you supporting pain? You know, so many people care about, oh, the kids over here, this oppressed class, you know, the refugees, you know, the Africans, like, and no, and all of these are so important. They are so important, but we have to start from the bottom up. We can't just start with these big projects and expect everything just to be solved. We have to start from the ground up, which is what we build our bodies out of. The food you eat literally becomes who you are. You don't just eat food and poop it out. Your body uses those nutrients or those chemicals in those foods to make who you are. And then your body, who you are, you go out there and you participate in the world and you bring your energy into the world. And so in order to really bring positive energy that will liberate this world and create this paradise that we know we deserve, we have to start with what we're made of. We have to start with ourselves. And of course, we are just meat suits. We're just this consciousness in this meat suit, but we got to make sure our meat suit is the highest quality it can be, so our consciousness can be free. That's the thing too, is when you're eating really low quality food, it brings your consciousness down. You know, how do you feel after eating a bunch of Taco Bell versus a fruit smoothie? Okay, it's pretty obvious. Now imagine you're eating fruit smoothies and healthy food every single day of your life. Imagine what that's going to do to your consciousness. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like this video and please subscribe to our channel. This is something that I think this is where it begins, and if this is what it's all about. So use your dollar wisely, and thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you're on the East Coast, drink lots of mulled wine and stay cozy and warm. All right, thanks guys, peace.